Hey guys, today's video will be the start of a short series. I'm going to make videos of the top 5 characters to promote for each element. Each element will have their own video, and in this video we're going to be focusing on fire characters. I'm just going to give you guys a quick summary for each of them. Now keep in mind that I always encourage that you guys promote whoever you want. So with that said, take this video with a grain of salt and don't take it too seriously, alright? And by the way, this list is in no particular order. Let's start things off with Carl. Carl is a sword unit and he's a mix of support and DPS. His whole kit is very solid and straightforward. His skill 1 has a very low SP cost of 2376, so it's very spammable. It deals decent flame damage and the hitbox for it is pretty good. It covers a good area around him and that's great versus groups of weak mobs. The animation for it is also super short, making it a reliable skill for iframing. And the quick animation allows Carl to get back to DPSing with regular attacks much faster compared to longer animation skills, and that's important for Carl's kit. The reason is because his skill 2 is a team strength buff. As a support unit, you want to try and keep the buffs active as much as possible, therefore generating SP with regular attacks is very important. The short animation in his skill 1 won't disrupt Carl's flow of gaining SP unlike some other support characters out there. Now his abilities are pretty solid as well. Slayer Strength isn't useful all the time since there's a lot of modes where players are only required to defeat a single enemy opposed to multiple enemies, but when Slayer Strength is usable, it's a strong ability. When you combine that with HP 70 equals strength, Carl can potentially increase his own strength by a huge amount, and that can of course be increased furthermore with Wormprints. Carl may not be the flashiest character out there since he has such a simple kit, but he's a very strong DPS support hybrid. The only real con that he has is that he's in the oversaturated weapon class. Vanessa is one of 2 Fire Axe characters available currently. Being an Axe character means that they have the defensive co-ability, and that's one of the more useful co-abilities I would say, at least for high dragon trials, as it reduces the HP threshold for every member of her team. Combine that with the fact that she has stun resistance makes her one of the better candidates for high Midgard trials. But that's not all, because her skill set is also excellent. It's a simple, straightforward offensive kit. She has 2 damage skills and a 4 strike damage boost ability that allows her to melt overdrive gauges like butter. Axe characters have the highest stagger rate, great range, and crowd control. If that fits into your playstyle, then promoting Vanessa might be for you. This right here should be no surprise. Merica is an obvious promotion candidate in the Fire Elemental category. She is actually one of the best healers in this game. Her kit has a lot of synergy and is just very cohesive. All of her skills, her abilities, her co-ability is all focused on recovering potency or healing. Her skill 1 doesn't have the biggest burst of healing, but it applies HP regen after the initial heal, and it ticks every 3 seconds for 15 seconds, so in a short period of time, her skill 1 actually restores for a large amount. In addition, it removes stun, which makes it a very valuable skill for high Midgard trials. Now her skill 2 has a tremendously high SP cost. It's almost 12,000 SP, but it's a fantastic heal for emergencies. It restores the team member with the lowest HP with 250% recovering potency, which is basically a full heal from 0 to 100. Now if we include her 4-star fire staff into the mix, she gains an additional single target heal, giving her a total of 3 healing skills at her disposal. Sonova is one of the better supports in this game. She has a very unusual buffing skill in her skill 1. When it's activated, it applies one of 4 buffs at random, and these buffs are huge buffs. We're talking 25% strength for 15 seconds, 25% defense, 25% crit rate, or 15% extra HP. You basically have a 50-50 shot at getting an offensive buff or a defensive buff. The fact that it's RNG is, I guess, a big con since you may not get the buff that you want or need at a certain particular situation. But the great thing about her skill 1 is that it has a low cost of 3,800 SP. That's relatively low for a buffing skill that grants buff values of this magnitude. Also, by the way, she has buff time 20% as one of her abilities, which greatly helps increase the uptime on the buff granted by her skill 1. Now she's not all about support, she does have a decent damage skill as her skill 2. It costs 5,400 SP and it deals good damage, and she also has an offensive ability in full HP equals 13% strength. Overall, Sonova is a balanced mix of support and offense. If you enjoy supporting and dealing damage from a distance, then Sonova is an excellent promotion choice for you. Last character on the list is no other than Yuden, the protagonist of Dragalia Lost. He's not a very complex character, he's very simple and easy to use. He has a total of 3 damage skills if we take into account his 5-star elemental sword. The SP costs on both his natural skills are relatively low, 4,880 SP on his skill 2 and only 2,376 on his skill 1, which makes him a fantastic DPS character for new players, because low SP skills ensures that the player always has a reliable skill that they can depend on for iframing. Something that's really cool about Yuden is that his skill 2 makes him go into a jumping animation. Usually purple colored enemy skills cannot be avoided by using skills, but Yuden's skill 2 has a lot of airtime to it and can actually be used to dodge them as long as the purple skill is grounded. As for his abilities, they're alright. Dragon Claws isn't that useful all the time, but it's okay for long boss fights and stages. Player experience isn't useful for combat obviously, but it's really nice to have if you're trying to grind for player levels. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of better fire characters that you could be using instead of Yuden. However, because he's available to every character from the start of the game, and he's actually not that bad of a character, makes him a decent promotion candidate. And yeah, that's my top 5 list. The honorable mentions goes to Valentine's Ezilith, Melsa, and Aoi. Again, take this list with a grain of salt, but for those that are looking for my opinion or perhaps just searching for a resource to use as reference, then go ahead and use this video. As always guys, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.